Agnes Nandutu, pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for hosting me.
We've been waiting for you since last year.
Finally, I'm here.
Finally,
this
the
morning.
Speaker of Parliament is here.
I am here for Uganda.
Agnes, you have become a brand name, not just for us, the audience, but even now for politicians, for security people. Some people even have some ideas that maybe you're the one who is responsible for the transfer of the other man. Because a day after his interview with you, he was transferred to Mukede.
I don't think it was. In fact, I had done a lot to promote him to the level where he is at the moment.
Well, how did you start this journey? And I'm sure many people have asked you, how did you become a journalist? What gives you all this confidence to create all these things?
To me, journalism is a gift from God. I'm passionate about it. And I started it way back in the village of Bududa at the school called Blucheke Senior Secondary School, when I used to make reports and pin them on the notes board in the school. Oh. Whatever was happening at school, I was doing it, and one time the teacher mistreated me, and I pinned it on the notes board of the school. And when he read it, he punished me again. And I wrote again that he has punished me again and put it back. He stopped punishing me. So journalism did not begin now. I started it way back in Bududa. Wow,
so all your school was in Bududa? You went to school?
My life was in Bududa. I was baked in Bududa. I was just exported to Kampala to deliver work to Ugandans.
Right.
Yes.
So after school, what then happened?
Of course, I trained journalism, but I started journalism before training. After training, I started working. I started way back when there was UTV and Radio Uganda. I did my training there. I freelanced at the Monitor newspaper. It was called the Daily Monitor thereafter. Then I worked also with a Christian radio called The Impact. And finally, I came to NTV. And that's where I am here now. I don't know where next.
Am I right to say that maybe NTV was your breakthrough? It's opened different things that you even never thought about?
I should say. I should say it is, because people used to hear my voice on radio, people used to see my name in newspaper, but they did not know which kind of Agnes Nandutu this was. But when I came to TV, the world has known me. God has advertised me all over the world. Go to America, they will tell you, where is Agnes Nandutu? Go to Canada. People travel all the way from Canada. When they get here, they say, what is that Agnes Nandutu?
Right.
I thank God for all that.
Wow. Speaking of, all these things that you're talking about, any major highlights in your career as a journalist, what have been those?
It has been a quite difficult journey, but I'm sure I can see light at the end of the tunnel. When I was a radio journalist, nobody knew me. But now everybody knows me. I think you're aware that I'm the first woman president of Uganda Parliamentary Press Association.
Look at that.
And I am the first hardworking president at that association. And I am the first president to serve the second term. I'm now serving the second term.
Are you going to go for a third term?
We shall cross the bridge.
You sound like a politician now. You are the first president of that association, and there are so many divisions among journalists. There are different organizations that have been formed. Are you trying to work on reconciling these?
There is a big association called Uganda Journalists Association, UJA. Ours is a small part, just like you hear about court journalists. We are parliamentary journalists, and we are part of Uganda Journalists Association. Yes. For us at Parliament, we are very united. There are no groups. There are no divisions. At least I have developed that association up to the level that we now have a circle that members are serving, and we hope that circle will go a long way and develop journalists individually. That is my passion for all members of Uganda Parliamentary Press Association. But as for the greater association, it has leaders, but we are working together to ensure that as journalists we work together, because if we divide, then we'll fight for our rights. Yeah.
You are very instrumental in leading journalists, against the blackout that members of parliament were giving you.
I don't want to call it we were against. We're just fighting for our rights. You know, you cannot just wake up and say, I have stayed with this wife for a long time, and she has gained a lot of experience, and therefore she should go and I marry a new one. Haven't you gone wrong? Don't you need an experienced person? Even people who are looking for workers, in the newspapers they put experience.
Is an added advantage.
Exactly, experience of so many years. So how do you come up and then tell people that journalists have taken more than 5 years out of parliament? It was a wrong decision, but I'm happy that parliament has revised its decision because they were going a wrong way. So we're just fighting for our rights, and we say this will not happen.
Right.
It will not happen because you cannot force media houses to recruit the people that you want. Media houses have to recruit people who have experience and who they think can deliver good stories from parliament.
Right.
And all those who you bring a new journalist parliament, parliament has rules and procedures on which they operate. And if you don't know them, you go wrong. There are people who don't know what a bill is. You bring a journalist who don't know how the process of processing a bill up to the time it is passed and then send it to the president. How is that person going to deliver a story to Ugandans? They will table the bill for the first time and they will go on radio, they have passed the bill. Wrong information. So they like it or not, they need us. They need experienced people to operate in that house, because a legislature is a respected institution, arm of government, and it needs experienced people, just as we have also experienced members of parliament, like the likes of Kataga. She has been in parliament since the NRC. Has somebody come up and said, oh, those who have stayed here for a long time, they should go? No, it's because she's delivering well to Ugandans because of her experience.
And so they give her more roles.
Yes, they give her more roles. They have elected her to be the Speaker of Parliament, the first woman Speaker of Parliament. She has represented Kamuli since NRC. More than 20 years.
That's a very long time.
And because of her experience, you see how parliament is moving. So why don't they want to depend on the experienced journalists like Agnes Nandutu?
Was she your inspiration for creating People's Parliament?
Not really. When I used to sit in parliament and see laws being passed, motions being passed, things being discussed. But you'd hear a member of parliament who represents people of different political parties and come up with something to parliament and say, this is what my people say. When actually it is his individual resolution that my people want us to move this way, my people support this kind of a thing, and actually when you go on the ground, people do not support it. So somehow these members of parliament are representing people. But to me, they're not representing them well because they don't even consult them in most cases. Laws are passed in parliament there without consultation. So I thought it wise to give people a platform, and I thank NTV to have approved that program, and it is moving on well. So we are giving people a platform to air out issues that affect them, to have a say on a policy that's going to be passed in parliament, to have a say on a budget, to have a say even on the the State of Nation address.
How impactful is that? Because a couple of years ago I did, I think, a similar program where I get people in the morning, take them to their workplaces, but they are talking. And I remember I got a phone call from one of the politicians there and say, you people, why are you doing this? Have you gotten, first of all, such...
when you're doing a good thing in Uganda, people will always be uncomfortable because in most cases our leaders don't do right things. So when you try to move in the right direction, they will always complain. But what do? We have to do what God has sent us to do, to serve this nation.
Right.
And me, what I know is it's the right program for the people of Uganda. That's why it is People's Parliament. Whether you are UPC, whether you are DP, NRM, JEMA, Independent, from Bududa, or from Tungamo, you are free to come to that parliament and have a say.
Right.
And talk to the leaders that you voted into power. Bring them to account to what you voted them for. That is a platform. And we are moving in that direction. That's why we do not allow politics in that parliament. It is not a political platform. It's not a campaigning platform. When you come there, we discuss issues that affect people. Development, how can we develop this country? How can we respect the rule of law in this country?
Yes.
Period. No politics. We chase them away.
I've seen you chase some people away upset. They're just joining us. I'm with Agnes Nandutu, who is a journalist here. She's also the Speaker of the People's Parliament, also the lady behind the very, very popular Point Blank. Let's talk about that. That has also become a trademark. And why did you do it? It feels like political satire. And
yeah, it is. It is political. Not feels like political satire. It is political satire. We as a newsroom thought, because there are some instances, there are some sound bites that do not fit in the hard news.
Yes.
And they were going to waste. It was not my personal idea. It was a newsroom idea. That what do we do with this very funny, very interesting bites that we put to waste? And we thought about Point Blank. And when we put it on air, oh my God, the world was happy. And up to now on Friday, people leave their bottles of beer and watch NTV. People leave their laptops and go to TV for Zunglu Zunglu and Point Blank.
Yes.
You know, they have liked this program so much, both young and old, educated and uneducated. Those are programs they wait for. People like to laugh, you know. When you have stress throughout the week, just wait on Friday and you'll laugh your head. But we always encourage them not to crack their ribs.
Agnes, you would have chosen to just say, at the end of your story, just say, Agnes Nandutu, NTV. But you dramatically say your name, Agnes Nandutu. Why? Was it an intentional branding?
And you're calling it dramatic. It's not dramatic to the best of my knowledge. You know, I am born in the mountains of Duda. And for us, we operate up and down, up and down. When you are up there and I'm calling you who is down at the river, you'll hear me. And I'll say, Mulando, you know? Such that the voice goes slowly and reaches you down there. So it is something, it is an origin in me. So I think that's why, even when you're calling up the hill, you have to say, Mujasi, Mujasi.
So that the voice
goes and reaches that person. So maybe somehow, maybe I thought I was still in Duda, the hills of Duda. I don't know, but it's my brand.
Right.
There are people who are uncomfortable with it, but there are those who are also comfortable with it. As you know, you can never please all.
You can't
want people 100%, but I think it's my brand. And some people sometimes try to go my way, but you know, you can never copy.
How do you deal with that, the criticism? Because I think that is a major...
Criticism is good, whether negative or positive. It makes you do the right thing. I am happy with those who criticize me, but I'm happy with those who also like my sign out, Agnes Nandutu, Point Blank.
I like that. Okay, in a couple of minutes, we're going to get some phone calls, and you can ask Agnes a question or even do probably a mimic of her, thing. But Agnes, there's also an issue of women in journalism, and you occupy such an important position. What is being done as women journalists to promote more women? You know, we've seen efforts for women joining IT, but now there are few women who are doing impactful stories.
They're not few.
Well, but I can count them, Agnes. We can count.
But we have come a long way. A long time ago, you would not find women in the newsrooms. You'd not even find women in the politics. So let me count for you. Have Mujazi as a very powerful reporter. okay?
There's
Florence,
yes.
Florence Naluyimba. We have Irene Namyalo, we have Josephine Karungi, we have Agnes Nandutu, we have Gertrude Tumsime, we have Sheila Nduhukire. I can count many that are still there.
But you see,
these are powerful journalists at NTV. This is just NTV. So we are doing our best. You know, they try to push us backwards, kick us here and there, go back to the kitchen, but we are saying, you know, just as women are fighting to join politics, women should also fight to be journalists. It is not easy to be a mother or a wife and a journalist. It's hard work.
It's a lot of work.
Because sometimes you get home at 11. Some of my children have refused to breastfeed because I keep the breast milk away from them for a long time.
Right.
So sometimes it is hard. Sometimes you're not able to put supper on the table for your husband. Somebody else has to serve him because you're in the newsroom or you are in the field. What do you do? But it's, like me, I have had all my 6 children in the life of journalism. I think you have seen me with the camera and the stomach moving. Go looking for stories.
Yes, yes. You had 6 children. How have you been able to do that? Because, you know, we have some...
It is struggling. You have to struggle. There is nothing easy in this world. Nothing. Anything that is good, you have to go through a difficult time to get it. And some people have waited until they get better before they, but me, I said, I will begin having my children at the right time and finish producing at the right time. And that is what I have done. I now have 6. I'm looking toward twins. In journalism, in journalism, so it is difficult. The children don't have good time for you. Your husband cannot have good time for you. It's difficult, but we push on. You see people, journalists, women journalists, climbing mountains, looking for stories in Agago, in Tungamo, everywhere. They have left their children back home, but they have also to do this job, deliver to Ugandans, but also find bread on
the discussion has been about how, for example, and it does not just work for journalism, men will always be given the good stuff. Women have to work a lot harder to prove that they can deliver a story.
Of course, it has been in our custom, our cultures. People thought women can't do such things. So we have to prove a point that we can even do it better than you people. And we have proved the point that we can do better than very, very many men. You have seen where women have been in positions, they have performed excellent. Look at the Rebecca Kadagas of this world, the Kajinas of this world, the Sebutindes of this world. They are on top there, the Bianimas. So when you put a woman in a leadership position, just expect results. Chenda kuchenda.
Okay, let me take maybe 1 or 2 phone calls before we let Agnes go. The number is on your screen. You can call us. Agnes Nandutu, we all know how we love her. And my studio audience is just smiling here instead of clapping. You guys, what's your problem? Yes. Good morning. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good morning. Where are you calling from?
This is from Manama.
Hey! Mulembe yaya?
Yokapamuwa.
Gasira wakinyala?
Ina wamwende.
Oh, nasimire kukubona yaya.
Nabere proud ni nawe.
Okay, listen.
Kubanga bakali sebewulira kwama bamata batandi aluminalinda Umuganda. Recent umusanyufu nabi kuwulira umundu wengo ukaneha proud alina mebududa. I'm so glad to hear Nandutu Sam from Bududa and I'm from Manafa. Mulondole call me Mr. Manafa, but I'm Ambrose from Manafa.
Well, thank you so much for calling.
It's Manavi, and I am so glad for your program. And I always follow because I'm proud of my tribemate who is in NTV. I think is the only Mugisu person in NTV.
There are very many, but they are behind the scenes.
They are behind the scenes.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, Alfred from Manafa. Let's take 1 more phone call. Good morning, you're live on Morning at NTV. Good morning. Okay, let me
Have you seen how it feels having Lugiso on TV?
It sounds so...
No.
Yes, hello.
I'm Madam Stephen from Bududa.
But these phone calls of this morning. Yes, go on.
I'm Madam Stephen from Bududa.
Yes.
Yes, your question or comment to Agnes.
Brian, how are you?
I'm very fine. How are you?
Gwe jokolanga mirungi nnyo.
Webale kusima sebo. Oyina kibuuzo wa Agnes.
Nze ansanyuse nnyo. Agnes.
Wanjiyaya.
Orienda omwene.
Bulayi kamahuwa.
Ndi ibumaluka nehulukinge huwene.
Oh, Amina.
Wanyala nabikezo hola.
Ninenyo mwanyala hubona NTV.
Brian, I just called to thank you for the program. Thank you to thank that lady. You also all the NTV staff. You do a wonderful job for this country.
Oh, thank
and
you.
And people of Mbale, people of Sironko, Bududa, Manafa, thank you for watching NTV. Thank you for supporting NTV. Oh, mwanyala nabi.
Okay, we have to let you go, but a quick one. To women journalists, people who are practicing, I get so many people who are at Mackay University, they're studying mass communication, people who are at UMCAT, and they're asking, how do you do it? What can they do to be where we are? I think we are privileged people. I think we have been lucky to have these opportunities. How do they develop their careers to this and more?
They have to walk the journey. You have to go step by step.
Yes.
They say a road to success are steps. There are no lifts to success. You have to go step by step, just as I have gone step by step. If you've been given a job at some small radio, just accept and prove your point that you can be a good journalist. At NTV, at Al Jazeera, and at CNN. People did not begin from CNN, and we did not begin from NTV. You know that, Mulondo.
Yes.
So I just encourage women journalists and journalists at large that as they pursue to look at the role models like Mulondo, to be like Mulondo, to be like Agnes Nandutu, begin from somewhere and prove the point that you can be there. Don't just jump from university and come to NTV and say, you can do this. But just prove. Long time ago, when we began journalists, there were no jobs. You have to prove your point by writing a story. We even used to write on foolscaps and take to monitor. And typewriters put on the typewriter, and there were no computers. There were computers, but they were for those people.
Managers.
Yeah, for managers. So we have come a long way, and we have proved our point that we can be good journalists. That's why we are here. That's why
There's no shortcut.
There is no shortcut. You have to begin from somewhere and move a journey up to here. I'm still moving. My journey is still on.
Yes.
You never know, I might be the next woman president of this country.
You had it here first. TV. You know, when Janet Museveni announced that she was no longer going to stand, Patrick Kamara went back to the archives and got it. So maybe one day I'll get this. So yeah, we shall get it.
Yes.
Agnes, thank you so much.
Thank you for hosting me, Mlondo. And in Bugisu Shaso Mlondo.
Mlondo. Wanyala Nabi.
All right.
Well, coming up is the scandal at FIFA. Isma Dakaba Chigongo. What do you have a question for Agnes? He's here with us, but anyway, he's coming to tell us more about that and, of course, the latest from the world of sport with Mabel. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Honorable Azad did not want to spare point blank. Honorable Tayewa, you come near point blank, you end up in point blank. Agnes Nandutu, point blank.